Peace to the Elohim. Man, how you feeling? Excuse the noise, but we're gonna get this message out. We don't allow that. We don't allow any type of interference when we're taking messages from the universe. You know what I mean? We don't allow any interference when we're taking messages from the Most High. That's a fact. You know what I mean? There's even this thing that happens in reality when you're speaking unconditional truth. Sometimes you'll get confirmations. You hear you'll see something that's unconditionally true, and then you'll hear like the leaves rustle, or you'll hear like a bird chirp. You get some type of confirmation from the universe. But then also, you speak a divine truth when there are things that happen in the environment that kind of cover up what you're saying. Like at the exact moment that you're making the point or you're tying everything together, something comes in, like something like that. But like let's say you're speaking with someone and you're speaking unconditional truth, right? And you really put them on a game, and then all of a sudden, at the most crucial point of the conversation, a helicopter flies directly overhead, or an ambulance pulls up, and as you're talking, or you're about to say something at a train station. As you say something, the train comes up, and you know what I mean, the loud train like pulls up to the station. Or you're speaking with someone, and then someone comes in and like interjects, like all of us out of nowhere. It's when these things happen spontaneously as you're conversing that you need to watch in reality. Like, okay, why did that happen? Why did the universe not want this person to hear it? Or should I be persisting in telling them this information because the confirmation was to show me, or this interference was to show me that this part of the information was crucial to get to them. So I should be persistent in getting the information and then also emphasize it as well. You feel me? But the point I was coming to, like I said, was that I was doing some meditation this morning, and I was doing my affirmational reading as I do every morning. It's one of the habits that I've collected. And I love how truth will always be truth. And what do I mean by that? I mean that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, this idea of the Most High, this idea of energy, these ideas, these spiritual concepts, these metaphysical standpoints and foundations and perspectives will still be relevant. So even though, even in making these videos, if I make a mistake, or if I'm still trying to find a way to translate a certain concept, I have time in the sense that there will be a continual growing. But the law will always stay the same. The truth that I'm promulgating, the truth that I'm speaking about and trying to articulate will always stay the same. I'll just grow as a person, and I'll grow in the way that I articulate myself and translate these different universal laws. You know what I mean? In terms of the stories that start to accumulate, the demonstrations in using the law that start to accumulate, and seeing other people use these metaphysical laws and universal laws. You know what I mean? And then even my understanding on them, and then even gaining, it's really just like the amount of understanding that I'll be blessed with throughout the years, and going outside of myself, the amount of understanding that you'll be blessed with. Like, once you know, and once you understand, even like a basic law of truth, then that can be the foundation for anything in your life. You really don't need a whole collection of universal laws. You can literally use one iota of truth to live that truth throughout your life. All you need is one. Truth is truth. These are just different angles of the truth. The law of cause and effect, the law of polarity, the law of circulation, the law of vacuum, the law of momentum, the law of reflection, the law of attraction, the law of manifestation, the law of being. All these universal laws are basically the same thing. Once you come and condense them down to the root, they are all just the Most High. They are all just unconditional truth. This unconditional truth does not take away from this truth. They're both the same truth. You don't need all of them. You don't need a whole collection of knowing them just to know them. For me, the reason I know them, the reason I study them is so that I can give them. It's so that, okay, if you don't understand the law of cause and effect, how about if I give you the law of reflection? How about if I explain to you the law of being? How about if I explain to you the law of attraction, the one that people are mostly familiar with? But you don't need a whole collection of laws to be successful in your life and realize your goals and ideals. Take the law of cause and effect, you reap what you sow. Take the law of polarity, that there is always a solution to every problem. Take the law of reflection, as within, so without. So you start changing your internal conditions so that your external circumstance changes. Take the law of attraction. Whatever you visualize within your mind and hold within your thought and concentrate and affirm, will it be attracted to you? Take the law of being. As you are, you will get things not that you want. You get things as you are. Life is about being. You're only going to get things that are reflections of your being, reflections of your conditions, reflections of how you see yourself being. Feel me? But like I said, I say all that to say, like, you can use any law and gain success in your life, and that's what I love. That's truth is truth. You just get better at applying it. And I also love that you don't need to believe. That's what I love about the universal laws. That's why I love studying them, because they're not based on belief. It's based on knowing. It's based on experiencing. It's based on living. It's based you breathing. That's the law of circulation. The money in your account right now, that's the law of circulation. It's a continual. It's infinite. It's eternal. It's not based on if you believe in it or not. You not believing in it is actually what causes it not to work. So it still is working. It's just working and you saying it's not working. Understand? I like that there's no reason not to believe. There's no reason to be in fear. You know, when you're on the foundation of truth. Why fear? You waste so much time living in fear. You waste so much time living in doubt. To be 5 years down the line, getting rid of the doubt and fear and being like, and realizing how easy it was, realizing, I could have been on this path this entire time. That was so easy. Getting rid of that fear, that obstacle was so easy. Why have I been holding this for so long? Why have I not been standing on this foundation of truth for so long? What's scary about these universal laws, what's scary about universal truth sometimes is that universal truth comes to every single person. Every single person is going to come close to, because everyone is spirit. So everyone feels within their heart what really is true, what really is the truth. You are a truth manifesting and living itself. The only reason that evil, the only reason that falsity exists, which is the opposite of truth, is because you exist. The truth that you are creates the truth of falsity. Falsity has no substantive reality by itself. The only reality that falsity has is within you. It has no reality outside of you. That is why you can experience it, right? But I would say that to say that some people realize the truth that they are one with the all, that they are lowercase God, that they realize this at literally the end of their lives. Like they realize this on their deathbed, the moments before they die. They see the truth and they realize that I am. They realize the truth of I am. But in that realization is an immense sense of regret, because they realize how many years they could have utilized this truth within their lives if they had just come to the realization earlier. And what even pains them most is that they always knew. Deep within their hearts, they always knew, but they did not act upon it because of this fear, this doubt that they had within themselves, that they had gained from the external world and from other people, and that they had internalized within their own lives, yo. Realize the truth now. Don't wait. Approach the fear. Approach it. What could happen? You know what I always say? Every time I approach a challenge, every time I approach a tribulation or a problem, right? I always say, because this is true, I'm not going to die. And I haven't died yet. Praise the Most High. You are not going to. The thing is, just sitting here like, yo, think about every single problem, tribulation, challenge that you've ever had. And think about how serious it was to you in that moment. Go back into yourself in that moment and realize how serious it was to you in that moment. After you go into yourself that was experiencing the obstacle, bring yourself back into the present moment and realize that, yo, I'm still alive. You are still alive. You are still here to experience more. You're still here. Truth is still here. There is still truth within you. Just, you have to intake something. I don't care what universal law it is. Law of attraction goes deeper than that, and I believe you enjoy it. But start from the law of attraction. Start somewhere. The law is the law of growth. You need a foundation. You need to grow from somewhere. Come from the darkness into the light. Because you are the light. So all you're doing is not coming out of the light. You're coming into the light. Selah.